Welcome to the Game Changer podcast. Today's topic, chores at 10:30 at night. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Top of the morning, welcome back. This is the Game Changer podcast with Setema Gali. You guys better get your minds right and get up and let's go. See, it's more than the game that we changing. We don't do it for
Hey, my friends, great to be with you guys today on the Game Changer podcast. Thank you for listening. And if this is helpful, share this with somebody. Take a screenshot, tag me, and I'd love a review on iTunes and or whatever platform you're listening to. Subscribe on YouTube. Let's go. So last night, right, I'm out with one of my businesses. We're up in Crestview, Florida, doing a meet and greet for our Elite Performance Prep Academy micro school. Right? We're opening up a center in Crestview, Florida. And I get home, probably 9:30. I talk to my wife for 30 minutes, walk into the house at 10 o'clock, and lo and behold, my sons have not done the chores. The dishes are piled up, the floor is a mess, the table's a mess, the trash is piling high. They're just enjoying time on electronics. Number one, that's a violation of the rules. Now, of course, Mama Bear's out of town. She's in Missouri visiting her parents. And I just said, okay, we got work to do for an hour, 10 to 11. It's a school night, doesn't matter. And they did their chores. They cleaned the house, and we call it Cynthia clean because Cynthia is a lady who comes and cleans our home once a week. So it's like, it better look Cynthia clean. And they went to work. Like, they did a really good job. It's about 11:15 when they finished. And then we sit down in the living room. We start to have a little counsel. And we have this conversation about just doing your job and doing what you said you would do and being a person of integrity. Why does this matter? Why is it so important? You see, if there's going to be a standard of excellence, right? If you're going to have laws or greatness or a Super Bowl ring or a gold medal, there's got to be a standard. See, the reason why we have the Olympics is because there's a very high standard of performance, right? People are trying to go run the 100, 200, 400, 1600s, throw a shot put, swim, and right, all the things. Like, there's a standard of excellence across the board. In football, right, there is a standard of excellence. Like, the two best football teams, one from the AFC, one from the NFC, they show up and they compete for the Super Bowl, and whoever wins, wins. And again, a standard. I think about my family and what it means to be a Gali, which is my last name. And I'm like, listen, this is not going to work in my home. Zion is 16, Israel's 14, Judah's 11. Zion will be 17 here in a few weeks. So we'll be like 17, 14, 11. And again, I could have been like, all right, we'll do it tomorrow. But I'm like, no, that's not how we do it in my home. So with a little bit of stern, little bit of a increase of volume, and a little bit increase in the speed of the tone, and let's go to work. And they did their chores. We had a great conversation about just doing your word, doing your job, keeping your word, doing what you said you would do. And guys, it's just such a powerful concept when you think of who do I want to be and who am I trying to be in my life? You might think, well, that's nice, and do some chores at night. But I'm telling you, the standard is not just about doing chores, right? The standard here is about excellence and being elite. The standard, or this bar, the agreement is like, we do what we say we're going to do. So if you think about it in like the marketplace, this is great for families. If you're a parent and you are allowing your children to not keep their agreements and not do the things they're supposed to do, and you just let them be average and mediocre, and you just kind of let them do whatever they want to do, listen, you're doing them a disservice. Our children absolutely want us. I'm going to say this again. Our children want us to help them. They want us to not be their best friend, but they want us to have the emotional maturity to hold space for them and allow them to make mistakes. They want us to hold them to a standard that prepares them for real life. A lot of parents today, we're tired. So instead of holding our people to the standard and holding them to what they said they would do, you just let them do whatever they want to do because it's easier. Again, this is like the parent who just puts a cell phone in front of their child's face at the youngest age, and you start to allow your child to be influenced and brainwashed and trained, taught, and educated and programmed by the powers that be. And I'm telling you right now, parents, stop being so lazy. You owe it to your children to hold them to the standard of excellence. Stop being so lazy. You come home late at night and the things aren't done, well, you got to get them out of bed and you got to get them to do the work. If you say that there's a consequence if they don't do what they said they're going to do, you got to hold them to the consequence. If that means they don't play in a game, or they miss something, a birthday party, they miss something important, or they can't go out with friends, guess what you got to do? You get to show them how the real world operates, and that every choice has a consequence. So if you take a look at your physical body across the physical, spiritual, relational, financial, just ask yourself, do I have a standard in my physicality? Do I have a standard in my fitness? Do I have a standard of the intake of nutrients and micronutrients and macronutrients and foods and drinks that I put in my body that will give me energy? Spiritually, is there a standard of excellence that you're striving for so that you can feel the voice of God speaking to you every day and guiding you and protecting you and helping you? Is there a standard in your relationships of trust, of communication, of loyalty, of intimacy, of like doing your job and doing your part? If you're the man, right, and your job is to provide, are you providing? Are you solving problems for your wife and your children? If you are the woman, maybe you do work because you don't have children, or that's the agreement, or maybe your job is to take care of the home and the children. But there ought to be a standard there. And of course, in the business place, this is what I love. In the business place, a lot of people say, well, the market is saturated. The market is just so saturated. There's one thing that the market will never be saturated in, and that is a standard of excellence. Just think about this. If you are excellent, right? If you are excellent or elite, I look at these 5 different levels. Right on the bottom, there's bad, then there's average, then there's good. Bad, average, good. Bottom 3 tiers. And, if you're living a good life or an average life, yeah, it's not too bad. But if you want to be excellent and elite, the top 2 tiers, right, the top 2 levels, excellent, elite, well, you got to do some special activities. And once you get into the standard of excellence or the standard of being elite, there will never, ever, ever be a saturation of elite and excellent quarterbacks in the NFL. There will never be a saturation of excellent and elite coaches or marketers or business owners, because most people just aren't that powerful. Yeah, they can put out good content. Yeah, they can entertain you and keep your eyes hooked and attention hooked. But I'm talking about a person who's just powerful, a person who really knows who they are, a person who's got capacity to hold space, to be clear, to be consistent, right? And that just really know who they are. So my invitation to you, whereas I started with a conversation about my kids and doing chores, the lesson here really is simple. Be excellent, be elite, and you'll enter into a domain where it's what I call blue ocean strategy. Blue ocean or blue waters is this concept from a book where if you're in a marketplace that's saturated, again, it's like sharks and fish, and it's like the waters are red because it's bloody and there's just a lot of people operating. But you raise your standards and you bring high standards to the table, high agreements, high performance, high commitment, high capacity, high integrity. You stand out where everyone else is because you actually do the thing you said you would do. My invitation to you is go take a look at your life today and just ask, hey, do I have a standard or not? And if you don't, well, you know right now that you're going to have subpar or average or mediocre or maybe even good performance, but it'll never be to a level where you get amazing, powerful results. So, hey guys, if the podcast resonates, if it touches your heart and soul and it gives you greater vision and clarity to go build the life you want so you can make a difference inside of your world, your family's world, and the community itself, all I ask that you do is share the podcast forward. We don't run ads, we don't have sponsors, but we can make a difference and help people become game changers for their lives, for their families, if we share the message. So share this with somebody who needs to hear it and have an amazing day. That's my invitation to you. And if this has made a difference, share this with somebody. Go be excellent. Go pull your kids out of bed. After you tell them to do their chores, or tell them you love them. And until next time, I'm out.
Let's go. See, it's more than the game that we changing. We don't do it for the block, do it for the name. Yeah. No, there ain't no stopping it. If you really want it, better rock with it. This is how to be a game changer. Better put your pride down, heavy, get your pen up. Wanna be the greatest, we ain't stopping till we win, yo. This is how to make it when they hating. We ain't worried what they saying. This is how to be a game changer.